Good evening, boys. Just while you just while you drop in, we have a small issue of a USA game to play. See what happens in this USA game. As we don't really want to be doing well, we don't really want the additional USA games to be interfering with what we do. Hello, Jens, mate. You alright? And we'll crack on with All Stars action once this game's been played. I do like a lot of the South Koreans in CMO 1 or 2. No worries, mate. League games after this one. As we want the USA to be dumped out. Really, I don't want to be playing USA games. You're in Rob, you and Sav. Hope you're well. And yeah, welcome to the All Stars game week 24, 25 in a bit. As it seems to be who of the bottom 5, 6 will get those final 2 playoff positions. I haven't set my team up, so we'll just do that and leave it like that. See where the game takes us. Hopefully no training injuries will disrupt. There we go. All right, and we're here for, we'll do me and Jens first because Jens is here and he's an hour ahead. So just one change for the Dandies who are going well. Argyle in for the injured Cannavaro as Edgar Davids looks to be back soon from the longest injury in the world. Over to the Vikings, they go back to the return of Jens tactic with Ferguson, Goodjohnson and Imar behind Sigalgo. I'm aware that Jens is on mute, so we'll try and go as efficiently as we can and make things as clear as we can for him. Dandy's hunting down Bisons and Pelham, which is not something they've been able to say. Constantino puts it over the bar, just starting to build a little bit of end of season form as Constantino at the right time. Cafu and Vieira go into the box. Vieira, of course, a former Viking. Dandy's creating a lot, but not taking the chances. Back the latest to miss. Really dominant from the Dandies as we get to half time. Vikings on a little bit of a slide, and Jens will just be looking for something to kind of claw back some form. Dandy's not great, but a lot created. And the Dandies will go as is. We'll just see if Jens wants to make any changes. Evening, Scotty. Hope you're well, kidder. As Jens goes more attacking. Swap with Barry and then with Imar. There we go, like that. Fantastic. Dandy's made no changes. A little bit worried about those yellow cards, but we'll see what happens. Archie back again with another chance. What a player he's been this season. Can the Dandies get the breakthrough, or will it be the Vikings who arrest the slide down the table? Back with the header again. Knocking at the door, but here come the Vikings on the counter-attack. 61 minutes played. Montero into the book now. Lots of bookings for Vikings. Lots of bookings for Dandies, rather. 0-0. I'm all on 78%, but other than that, Roberto on 79. Nothing really too much to worry about. Jens will be looking over his shoulders ever so slightly. We will go Ledenev for Cafu, who's having one of his rare poor games. And we will go Vieira into the midfield like that. And it's an as is for the Vikings. As we see, if that slightly more attacking move can get the Dandies the win. Ledenev in a rare appearance at right wing, but he is. Oh, and that is Vieira, who's pushed into the midfield, scores against his former club. Sigalko should have put them ones each. Big challenge. Evening, Dims. How you doing, mate? Are the Dandies going to hang on? Oh, and the Dandies do hang on. The Dandies do hang on to a 1-0 win, and it's a rare goal for Patrick Vieira. Okoronkwo with a man of the match performance there, still not enough. And the Dandies roll on. Who got the assist? Constantino with the assist. Continues his end of season form, really. Unlucky ends. I know you kind of rush your submission there at the end, mate. So maybe with a bit more time and a few more tweaks, you'll be good. This is a kind of a really big team clash. This in terms of two heavyweights, Steam Pigs versus the Bisons. Bisons, who of course are without Ryan Giggs. Serginho comes into ML. Everything else remains the same. As Tato flirts with the we got a ghost game. Sorry, boys. As Tato flirts with the idea of sacking off Giggs. Over at the drivetrain and the short pump slots, just the one change for the slots. Shivu comes in. I think they're the wrong way around. Apologies. Shivu comes into DMC, and Beckham plays his last game for the club. Over to the drivetrain, who go completely as is, and what is now a regular look with the three up top. And we'll get this one underway. Sloths, who of course have really pulled themselves into the playoff hunt. Probably the form team down at the bottom end of the table. Savage himself just scratching around for a bit of form. We'll see if they can get back to their positive ways, back to their dominant ways. Free kick to drivetrain, nothing comes of it. 30 minutes played. Darren there in the chat saying that suspensions and injuries are not good and just hampering the Sloths at the business end of the season. 43 minutes played, even Stevens at half time. Nothing really to write home about. I don't think we even saw any bookings. No, we have Salas as the only man in the book. It's an as is from the new Slothman, newish Slothman, I suppose you'd say. And we'll see whether the Sloths are going to do anything about it. As is from Sav. As is from both as we roll to 60. Oh, and there is Javier Saviola, but he's offside. Yeah, the line discipline from the Sloths, really good. 61 minutes played now. Zeriberto stands over a free kick for the Sloths. Nothing to worry about in terms of condition. Scotty, are the Sloths the form team in the league? Is that what you're saying? They're on a decent little run as we look at the drivetrain. Sixes for Scally and Saviola, who had that goal disallowed for offside. And we'll see what Darren and Sav want to do. As Darren blinks first, it is Owen for Salas and Del Piero for Zizou. And we'll have a look what the drivetrain boys want to do. What is a regular change now for the drivetrain? Henri and Amoroso to AMC with no arrows. Be really interesting to see what the drivetrain kind of goals for stats are. Feels like the goals have really dried up over the last 10 games or so. They really do struggle to score. Loads of their games going to extra time. And Darren, just remember that this point is the last change you can make. Tato, them fucking dandies, man. Stop winning. Yeah, doing good, mate. Doing good. David's to come back as well. So if you let us know what you want to do, boys. Your last chance to make changes. I'm not seeing anything come through for. Oh, there we go. Right. Freddie on for Shivu. Push him left. Freddie on for Shiru. Push him left. Bex right. Then put 3 CDMs. Up arrow on Bex and Freddie. Darren, if you could just confirm that that's the case, I'll come back to that. Drivetrain, Henri and Saviola at striker. Amoroso at AMC. Long ball USA. Done. And we'll just jump back over. Darren, if you could just give us a confirmation that that's what you're wanting. No, Freddie and Bex wide. The CDM's narrow. Okay, like this. Like this, bud. Little like menorah formation going on. Yes, lovely, perfect. And we'll see who can get the golden goal. It would be massive again if the Sloths could get the golden goal. Really are starting to pull away from the other 4 teams down at the bottom. It's the upright from the drivetrain. As we crack on, is the long ball tactics. Big Sam Savage. Oh, corner kick, big save from. And the final whistle in what is a horrific match. And the drivetrain really are struggling for goals at the minute, aren't they? Just have a little look. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Wow. 1-1-1 zeros. That is insane. Christ. It's nuts. Anyway, well played to you both. Points win prizes. So congratulations to you both. It's Pelham against the Gators. Louis Enrique comes in for Agahawa. And the Pelham boys, he takes 1-0 win, Duggan to win it all. Yes, mate. Yeah. I can't complain with that. As the Pelham boys go as is. You probably think this would be a home team banger in the context of the bookies and Pelham win, but hopefully the Gators can disrupt things from your own selfish point of view for the Dandies and for the Bisons, obviously. And there is Montella, absolutely integral to everything. That it's a penalty. Oh, and Vesterveld is sent off. He's not been great for Dims, has he? No, he has. Fair enough. Just had it in my head that he's. Oh, that's why I had it in my head. The stinker there, the 5. As the Gators have a lifeline. I imagine it would probably be one of the AMCs. I'm guessing Schools. Schools for Taibbi, I think. As we wait and see. Yeah, I thought so. Dims, any arrow on Ronaldinho? I'm guessing you want an arrow on there, bud. No arrow? Okay, bud. No worries. Dan isn't here, but I'm not guessing that he wouldn't have made any changes. As we see if they can get back into the game, they do. Guys Commendata gets back in with a goal 10 minutes out from half time, and we'll see if that has a bigger impact in terms of the game. Bisons and Dandies watch on as we get to half time, and Pelham have been absolutely dominant despite their 10 men. Ronaldinho with the assist. How's he been this season? 14 goals is pretty darn good from an AMC. Over at the Gators, haven't seen Dan around, but we'll just pull up his stats for when he watches it back. All one-way traffic, but they have pulled themselves back into it at half time. No changes from Dims, and I haven't seen Dan, so we will crack on to 60. Hoffland into the boot now, 51 minutes played. Brugging on the volley. Can they get back into it? Cole, Montella could have put his team 2-1 up. As we get to the 60-minute mark, Paulinho Santos on a 6. Are we going to see Kovalchuk on for him? Condition-wise, nothing to worry about there for Dims. We'll go back to the Gators. 5 for Del Vecchio. Dan hasn't left any instructions, so unless there's anybody majorly dying, we'll not make any changes. We may see Extabiria for Ortega potentially, or Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk for Santos. There we go. There's Kovalchuk for Santos. Oh, where is he? There he is. Kovalchuk, not Extabiria. And no other changes for Dims, as we see if either of these sides can get what would be a massive winner at this business end of the season. Probably be bigger for Pelham at this stage than it would be for Gators, given that they have Bisons and Dandies breathing down the neck, and it is Montella. And you'd think for as long as Dimble keeps him fit, they are going to be hard to dethrone from the top, from that top spot. 89 minutes played. Can the Gators do anything? It's got to be the game, and it is the game. And Pelham, even with one man less, were absolutely dominant for vast spells of that. Joe Cole and Ronaldinho assist for Montella. Then I'll just be looking towards the end of the season now to hit that reset button and hopefully go again in the summer. Pelham are too good this year, absolutely. We go over to Des Moines, who make no changes to the 4-4-2. And over at the El Loco Fire, who make a couple of personnel changes. Ibrahim Saeed comes in for his debut. Absolutely devastated that Rob did not let me know he was available. As we kick off. You'd think this narrow would absolutely dominate a 4-4-2. And there is Kaka putting his side 1-0 up. And there is 2-0. As expected, this is exactly the formation that the narrow is set up to dominate. Hence why it's so bloody good on a home save. Yeah, just about as dominant as you can get. It's been a while since El Loco Fire have had a half as good as that, but credit to Scotty. You can only beat what's in front of you. Over to Rob, and he's just kind of said it himself. That is probably the end of the 4-4-2. Steve, just so you know, mate, your game went to a ghost game, so you'll be the last game, but we're making good headway already. I think we're 4 games in. Rustico scores on 55. And Van Nistelrooy gets a glimmer of hope, says the comms, for the Des Moines Demons. Nothing condition-wise to worry about. Ratings-wise, all solid. Over to the Demons. Rude has just got his side back into it, but is on a 5 despite a goal. Nothing there really sticking out. See it off on 80%. Just looks shit, that, doesn't it? Over there, local Fire. See if Scotty wants to do anything. Will we see? No, we won't. We won't see anything. We will roll at 3-1. 70 minutes played. Decent 3 points this for our logo, especially performance-wise. Shevchenko, hang on. Is there something in this now? Is the 4-4-2 going to come back? Can the Demons do it? No, they can't. Crespo has clinched it for the El Loco Fire. Is the width of Des Moines going to offer anything to make the last couple of minutes interesting? Could have been 4-3 there. Could have been 4-3 there. And it is a pretty dominant performance from the El Loco Fire. Credit to Des Moines for turning it into a better spectacle than I promised after a couple of minutes. Damiano Zanoni with a rare man of the match performance, as it's a big 3 points that for the El Loco Fire as they look to kind of creep back into things. Well played. Reigns against Alcatraz. We will whip through this, boys, because the 2 absent managers. So we'll just absolutely play through. And that should take us, I think, to Steam Pigs and whoever Steve's playing tonight. Vieri's really cooled off over the last 10 or so games. Tato cheering on Alcatraz there to do the kind of teams at the top end a bit of a favour. And as soon as I said he'd cooled off, he puts it in the back of the net. But interestingly, it only said he'd scored his 10th goal of the season, which is nowhere near what he'd scored last season, really. Well, he only got 14 last season. Felt like he'd scored a hell of a lot more. "69 minutes played." Vieri has another chance. Nicky Franco can't miss. And probably the one game of the night we don't want to go to extra time. And Raul, former Alcatraz boy, says something about it. As the Memphis Reigns run out 1-0 winners with George Jaros with a man of the match performance. Brings us to our last game of the night in less than 15 minutes. That's pretty good. As we get to the Bisons against the Steam Pigs. Here we go, boys. Best of luck to both. Kind of from a Dandy's point of view, cheering on the Steam Pigs here. And it is Sasana and Dye with a rare goal, but when he pops up with them, they do tend to mean a lot. The Bisons hang on here. We've got the Dandies, the Bisons, and Pelham. The top three all winning as it stands, as it were. 40 minutes played offside, dead air. Feels as though there's been a lot of blue and white and not much else. Half time, Bison's dominant in terms of the text, but also the stats, although Steam Pigs have created a couple of bits. 5 for Lucio on debut. Doesn't bode well. He's not on debut. He's had 3 apps, beg me pardon. But Totti and Tomad struggling to do anything. It's an as-is from the Spud. Yeah, Sol Campbell is arguably the bigger miss than Giggs, I think. Ridiculous player on the game. As we wait to see what Steve wants to do. As is for now, the longest as is in the world. Oh, and there is Shearer got his team back into it. Oh, and there's Figo's put them to the sword up the other end. Almost motivated by the missed Shearer or the disallowed Shearer goal. As the Bisons look to be home and dry here. Rossini on a 6. We might see Pierre come on, I think. Over to the Pigs. 5s for Desai and Lucio. Some Koviak on the bench. Wouldn't mind bringing him home, Steve. As we get the right then with the full stops. Which only means one thing. Madness. ML, MR, big arrows. 3 up top. Unleash the Kraken, stay right. Lucio for Anelka. Big Sammy Central. Anelka Central. Long arrows and wing backs. Okay, and we'll go over to Tato. Emerson for Mark van Bommel. Pierre on for Rossini. Adolfo on for Jax. And extend my arrows up to max. Tato going for the jugular, trying to kill the one at the back. And we'll go. It's got to end up 5-5 in the last 15 minutes. Can the Steam Pigs generate anything? 3 up top. They've not. And it's going to be Tormad. Oh, the last kick of the game. Too little late for the Steam Pigs. Well done to Steve Wright for pulling himself back into it. Sana and Dai. Sana and Dai, man of the match. And the Bisons roll on. So this is how we look at the end of the night. Drivetrain short pump 0-0. A local fire 4-2 against Des Moines. Memphis Reigns 2-1 against Alcatraz. Pelham 2-1 against Gators. Domingos 2-1 against Steam Pigs. And the Dandies ground one out against the Vikings 1-0. Leaves the table looking like this. Bisons on 49, Reigns on 43, Drivetrain on 41, and Vikings on 30. Pelham on 52, Dandies on 46, a local fire on 24, Alcatraz on 22. Steam Pigs on 40, Short Pump on 31, Des Moines on 24, and Gators on 22. I do have a couple of transfers to do, boys, and packs, so that'll probably be tomorrow night, to be honest with you, because I'd quite like to catch the Kansas City Chiefs and Bills game because I am a closet homosexual. So cheers for tuning in, boys, and yeah, we will catch you the other side of Wednesday's show. Have a great week. And yeah, hope Monday's not too shit. In a bit, boys.